keep it within that session. But it's a pleasure to be here. It's our first time in India, and so far we're really loving it. Thanks everyone for the hospitality and for inviting us for being speakers, and hopefully we'll give something back through our presentation. We're going to be chatting about why the mobile ad mediation matters now more than ever. But more than that, we would like to really provoke you guys to think what you can do better within your mobile games and how you can achieve better results through the different types of optimizations you can do yourself. Before jumping into that though, we'll do some short introductions. My name is Stanislav Iliev. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Smartie. I've been in this industry for over 10 years now. I started off in publishing, which I have to say I really loved. It gave me a lot of perspective, a lot of different viewpoints on this industry. I moved to monetization afterwards, and in particular ad monetization. Then jumped into a product role, combining all of the things that I had learned before, and ultimately that led to Smartie and the CEO role.
And hello everyone from me, Vesela. I have joined the company 4 years ago as a partner success manager, and this has given me a lot of perspective of what really the publishers are having challenges with, and basically help them improve their RBDU throughout this process. Now I'm dealing with the business development, leading the team and the partner success management here at Smartie, but my career in this business has basically started 10 years ago as I had joined. I've been part of the boutique ad network, being on the supply side, on the demand side, on the business development side. So I would say that for 10 years, a lot of things has changed. And I really hope that this presentation here will be helpful for you, and you'll get something that can help you optimize your revenue better.
Yeah, just before jumping into that, a couple of words about Smartie. We take care of everything ad related. We're an ad optimization service. Our bread and butter is the optimization side of things. We have our internal algorithms that help you make the most out of the ads displayed within your titles. Our latest product, called PigBid, is an orchestration layer that basically manages your performance across mediations. We segment users into smaller, more meaningful cohorts, and we automatically navigate them towards the best performing mediation for that particular user base. And what are we going to be talking about today? We'll start by discussing a bit what the right mediation looks like and why that decision is crucial for you as a mobile game developer. We'll jump into what the different aspects of a well-performing ad mediations would be, so that you can make an educated and good enough decision when getting one. We'll jump into discussing the current market situation a bit, the top 3 performance. I'm pretty sure you know which they are at the moment. They all have like 90% of the industry, so we'll chat a bit more about them, their pros and cons, the strengths and weaknesses of each one, where Vesi will share more on that. And we'll close off with discussing what it is that you can do and have as tools within your hands and within your reach to actually have a better performance for your titles. So what makes the choice of a mediation so crucial in 2025? There's been a lot of aspects to this, a lot of changes that have made the decision of a mediation very crucial and very important for each developer. One of the key aspects, which is something that I'm sure you're all aware of, is that there's actually few to no controls tools for developers anymore. That comes with the bidding only being the new norm. Of course, it's understandable on behalf of the mediations to make such changes, but with that comes less flexibility, less opportunities for developers to actually achieve better results and do better in terms of the advertising. That being said, there's still things you can do at your hands and your disposal to achieve better results, which still makes ad monetization a complex thing. There's a huge learning curve to it. There's time involved, effort, the team involved as well. So regardless of bidding only being the new norm, you can achieve better results, be it through multi-ad units, be it through, there's still some waterfall networks available, there's bidding on top of that, bid floors. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. And if we are here to tell you something, is that you should explore these things and actually make the tests to achieve these better results. And both of the first things actually combined with this next point really make the choice of a mediation crucial. The mediation performance varies for every breakdown, so be it by geo, be it by ad format, you name it, there's a bunch of other variables at play here, but no mediation provider actually performs the same across, performs best across every user cohort. And if you look at this in another way, no user is monetized the same on the different mediations. So myself, Stanislav, I might be worth $1 on mediation A at this particular moment in time, but at the same time I might be worth $1.50 on the other mediation. So that decision really means that there's money left on the table for you, and you should be very careful when choosing the mediation, because otherwise you'll be leaving a bunch of revenue out there. So there's a few things that you can look for when choosing the mediation. There's actually 6 that we've identified with the help with our partners. The first one being the platform coverage and the competition within. By the coverage, we mean that a good mediation should be able to work on the different engines. So you should try to find a mediation provider that not just supports Unity, but should also work on Unreal, Cocos. We have partners that have apps on the different mediations, on the different engines, excuse me. So you should find a partner that really covers across all of these different sources. Besides the engine, a good mediation should work on the different platforms as well. So, of course, iOS and Android are the top ones. And within that, they should support the different ad formats as well. Rewarded video, interstitial, banner for sure, but also the newest trendy versions like App Open, native apps. You should definitely find the performers that really cover most of the market in that aspect. But besides that, and what's actually more important, is that the competition in terms of networks available within each of those breakdowns is there, so that the more networks you have, the better the chances of a higher eCPM you get. And actually, if each network, I'm sure you're aware, has different campaigns at any given point in time. So through better competition within that mediation, you'll be able to cover more geos in a better part of the world, depending on what the traffic looks like for you. The next point is that a good mediation provider should give you the flexibility and freedom to experiment. This might sound very straightforward or easy, but trust me, not all mediations are like that. They try to limit you, they try to decrease your freedom, and they don't really encourage you to test and to experiment with the tools that they give you. So you should be looking for a partner that really allows you the freedom to experiment and the tools to experiment as well. The next one is a very important one, is actually underappreciated, I would say, but by partners and by the industry itself, is the quality and diversity of data. And by quality, we not only mean that you should have healthy data, that it should be clear of any outliers, but also it should be very rich in terms of the metrics and in terms of the breakdowns, because data actually answers questions for you. You should always have questions: what's happening, why is it happening, where is it happening, is it increasing, decreasing my performance? So the quality and diversity of data is crucial when making the decision of a good mediation provider. Something else that's very trendy at the moment is the ad quality. And by a good mediation should give you the flexibility to filter out unnecessary, unwanted ads from your titles. So, and here we're not talking just about categories. We're not talking about just removing nudity or gambling ads or you name it, but also there should be flexible enough to provide you with the tools to filter out all of those unhealthy ads with a smaller X button, a smaller close button, clickbait titles and stuff like that. So this is a very important one. Hopefully, and the industry is moving in that direction, that these tools are now freely available with the mediations. Most of them, the bigger ones in particular, provided. And they not only, the tools are not only open and available for the network of the mediation itself, but you could also filter out ads for the other networks within that mediation. And actually AI is becoming a thing too, so the more automation you have, the better it is for you, because it frees your hands to focus on game development. One other that is underappreciated, I would say, is that a good mediation provider should have a great customer support team. They should not only act as service provider, but they should act as your consultants. They should be available, they should open up and possibly assign an account manager for you, so that they provide you with tailored advice towards your particular needs. Account management used to be something particularly focused for bigger studios, but nowadays most studios actually have a good account management assigned to them. So you should definitely take advantage of that. And last but not least, a good mediation provider is one that frequently innovates. So the industry, I'm sure you know, is moving so rapidly. Every 3 months, every 6 months, there's new policies, there's new tools available. So find a developer, find a mediation that actually is at the forefront of that innovation, that provides you with the appropriate tools for you to make educated decisions, to do a lot of testing, to actually optimize your performance and get the most out of the ads displayed within your apps. With that, I'll give it up to Vesi, who's going to share a bit more about the top performers at the moment. Bear in mind, this is a snapshot of the industry as of now, because as we said, it's moving so rapidly that this snapshot could be rather different in a few months' time, but yeah, my bet is that it will stay like this.
Very important thing is which mediation actually to start looking into, because there are a lot of products out there, but which one basically you would most likely go into and start your research. Let's talk about the big 3 mediations in this industry that basically cover approximately 90% of the market, I would say. Those mediations are, of course, Google AdMob, Unity Level Play, and Max by Upload. I almost missed it. Though this is the most probably the biggest one out all of them. Max right now has rapidly been growing for the last 3-4 years, and they have managed to hit a market share approximately 60-70% with their incredible marketing efforts, with their product, with their service, like Stani said. This is also very important. Stepping down from the first rank is actually Unity Level Play, giving their position to Max. Unity Level Play basically right now are covering approximately 10-15% of the market, while Google AdMob basically approximately 5-10% of the market, which puts them in the last position, but not least indefinitely, because every single mediation that is listed in here has a lot of pros. and of course some cons. I'm going to walk you through that and share based on our publisher experience, based on some of our experience, what are the pluses and what are the limitations that these mediations have. And I hope that this is going to help you take decisions in the future whenever you have to make a choice. So yeah, let's start with Max, of course, considering this is the biggest mediation. Of course, Max has lots of strengths, and the biggest one is there at ROAS user acquisition solution they have, which is called Axon AI. Currently, it's open for the broad audience, and is a self-serve tool, which makes it really easy for publishers, for gaming studios, for e-commerce parties to spend as much as they can. And of course, strong performance that you can have with Max. We talk about strong and stable RDU, eCPMs that are not so volatile, which helps, of course, with the prediction, with LTVs, and everything that publishers are needing in order to build and grow sustainably their business. Sustainability in business is crucial because this industry is very dynamic, and things literally change overnight. So everyone should have some, let's say, runtime in case something bad happens. Not only that, Max also have really easy integration and setup. If you open up account on Max and you start an integration, you will basically see that all you have to do is integrate their SDK, which is well documented, and quickly connect your networks to the mediation dashboard, and you even have an opportunity to API generate your instances on Max, which is absolutely amazing and very easy to manage because it's not taking any time. And if you're a smaller studio, in this studio, you don't have a big monetization management team. Every single minute is important because it could be invested in some product features, let's say. Not only the easy integration, but Max are also have an amazing customer support management, I would say. So definitely, if you need any help, you can either log a ticket or get or approach someone. Usually, they even proactively approach you whenever you registered on their system. But let's talk also about the limitations, because there are definitely some limitations with this mediation. One of the first limitations I would definitely flag is what Stani has said, is that we actually lack of flexibility here and experimentation, opportunity to experiment. This is crucial. Just like people are experimenting on the user acquisition side with either creatives, with playable ads, with UA channels, it absolutely has the same importance when it comes to the monetization side. But unfortunately, there are some limitations when it comes to the number of ads you can use, view rate sensitivity that you cannot manage that easily if you use Bitfloor. So absolutely, we can share that the flexibility here for the publishers is much lower. Absolutely, something to mention here is that in their mediation, they also have an ad network called AppLovin. AppLovin usually fuels approximately 60, 70 to 80% of the impressions, which puts publishers in a huge reliance to their ad network. And in case of any, let's put to say, volatility in the performance, you will be impacted right away of that. We've seen this huge portion of share of voice and wallet field for rewarded interstitial, but for banner ads, the things are not like that. For banner ads, their exposure is not such big, and other partners like Bitmachine, like Mintegral, like AdMob, like Google Ad Manager are actually having a much better auctioning competition and can bring pretty good results. Not only that, but the SDK of Max do not support COPPA users. So for some reason, if you have organics or kits that are COPPA compliant, you are not able basically to use the SDK. for such users, and you need to figure out another way how to monetize them, because those users also needs to be engaged and needs to be retained into the app. Outdated dashboard, kind of, yeah, I would say. In comparison to other mediations, I've seen definitely better dashboards, but they also say that in 2026, this is going to be changed, and the new dashboard that has much more breakdowns and information is going to be released for the publisher, so they can handle easily their analytics and take this informed decision based on data. No external auctions for sure is something that we also see on Max, due to the fact that they are the last to see and bid for the inventory, which means that you cannot run post-auction and auction outside of this, and puts the publishers again into limitations what to explore. And whenever you have the last look, of course you can place the best profitable bid for you. Unity level play, second one, yeah, if we have to compare directly with Max, Unity level play actually have very detailed dashboard, and you can break through different dimensions, check different factors for performance, and even use real-time pivot, which brings even waterfall and bidding latency information, break by app versions, etc. So you can deep dive into data pretty quickly and pretty easily. Features there could be used whatever you like and however you like. So whatever you have on Unity level play, you have absolutely no limitations in using those features for your apps. Easy integration for every Unity app out there, due to the fact that if you have built your app on Unity Engine, activating Unity level play for your app is extremely easy. It's straightforward. It doesn't take any time, any effort, basically, and it's a good and quick integration. So this is definitely a factor whenever you're trying to figure out where to go, because technical work is also very important for all the teams. So my favorite part here is the ad quality, to be honest, because many publishers in the last couple, 3 months are literally asking all the time, what is going on, why ad quality is so bad, what we can do. And basically I think that this is a very good feature too, actually, that they released. It was actually used to be paid, but now it's entirely for free. No matter what mediation do you use, you can use their ad quality, which is AI-driven, and you absolutely leave this work for the tool, and you can focus on your development, and you can rest that no bad ads are going to show if you have set a certain criteria. So these two, actually, I would definitely recommend everyone to explore. Ticketing system, just like any other tool, whenever you have some problems, what you can easily do is just to lock a ticket. The good thing is that with the Unity and Iron Source dashboard, you can lock a ticket, and basically in the next 24 hours, you can expect some feedback, which is nice, and I think it's quite easy way, if you don't have an account management, to get certain things solved. And yeah, but of course, Unity level play doesn't have only stands, they also have limitations, and one of the limitations is the integration lock-in. Just like I said, Unity apps can be easily integrated with the level play mediation, but if your apps are not built on Unity, it takes a little bit more time, more effort, so it is something that needs to be taken into consideration. But the good thing is, I guess, probably is that a lot of the apps and games out there are actually built on Unity, so I think this is a huge plus for them, and a strategic thing. Setup complexity is something that we can definitely mention. A lot of things you can do, a lot of things that you can experiment with, but if you're new in this industry and if you just start with the ads monetization, this complexity actually can bring you some headaches. So yeah, it is definitely something that we will put into the limitation side. And UI acquisition, user acquisition, of course. They're working on an AI to vector, called Vector. That's been picking up pretty quickly and bringing pretty good ad ROAS results. But right now, they're still not at a level where they can be a proper competition for Max and their ad ROAS tools. So definitely, it is a limitation, but it's also an opportunity, because in near future, and I believe that even 2026, we will see a very strong user acquisition channel, like rising from the ground, from the Unity level play. And last but not least, AdMob, this company is Google company, and of course, it is a very solid, strong company with lots of tools and optimization opportunities. From our perspective, from our experience, and I even see people here in the audience that we spoke with earlier today, AdMob is very strong on banners, but not only. They're very strong on rewarded, on interstitial, not only in tier 1, but also in tier 2 and tier 3. From my perspective, based on my experience, all the publishers have been working in MENA, in tier 2, in tier 3 countries, are actually getting highly monetized through AdMob and Google Ad Manager, which makes those those channels pretty good for monetization, and of course adds value for markets that is harder to find demand for. Because let's be honest, there's always demand for iOS US, right? But when we talk about, I don't know, Pakistan, Bangladesh, when you talk about Egypt, Algeria, Lebanon, things are not like that. Reliable, lightweight, and well-documented SDK is another plus for Google. There is a bunch of documentation about Google out there, so if you have time to read, go ahead. Another thing, yeah, stable fill rates is something that AdMob has been counting on. They have really good match rates, fill rates, and they can provide you demand for every country out there that you even didn't know that exists on the global sphere. Focus on ad quality is another strength. Ad quality tool that AdMob offers is also a very good competitor, I would say, to what Level Play has. So you know that your inventory is safe with AdMob. And on the limitation side, of course, it's the limitations on the setup, very not that easy and user-friendly. Setup on the mediation, dashboards is more complex. There is not such of a flexibility whenever you're running A/B tests, and if you want to do like a constant A/B testing, because usually when monetization managers are running a test, they do multiple iterations and learning from what they have done based on the results, run another iteration, or at least this is something that we do constantly. So we iterate, reiterate all the time, and it is not really a flexible solution, I would say. Not that up-to-date features as well, but I'm sure that you have guys been at the Google's presentation on 5th, and they have shared a lot about their features, and if anyone wants to talk with them, I can also get you connected with. And the next slide. I would definitely say that there is not a single choice out there. So every single mediation is perfect for a certain situation. It really depends, guys, on your own goal, on your own priorities, at what level of your journey you are, how sustainable you are, what you want to experiment. Do you want to make it easy? Do you want to make it more like sophisticated? So there is not a single mediation that is going to be the best fit for you. Every single mediation excels based on platform, based on country, based on even time of the day, seasonality. And I've seen this myself many times. So definitely, I would actually navigate you to think, do I really have to have one mediation? And this is a question to all of us, I believe, and I will leave Stani to let you know more about this theory and concept.
Thank you, Vesi. So, based on what Vesi said, what is it that you can do to achieve better results? There's actually 4 things you can do, some of them viable, some of them not that viable, but we'll go through all of them. The first one is to actually make a choice of a single mediation. So she shared a lot of limitations, a lot of pros and cons, of course, and based on that, you can make your own choice of what is the best mediator to support me in my current needs based on my particular particular traffic, because as she said, not all of them are performed the same. Not every mediation performs differently for the different types of traffic. So you really should dig deep into this and make an educated decision because it really matters in the long run. It's not optimal, it's not going to cover 100% of the traffic at its best, but it's still an easy feat to do. Another thing which is basically reserved for bigger studios that literally have nothing better to do than to spend the money in building it themselves, but if you wanted to, you can build it yourself based on your particular needs, based on your traffic. You're the one that knows your audience best. So if you have the time, effort, and you have the money, you can always build a mediation yourself or build some solution to navigate this ad monetization space. But yeah, it will take maintenance, it will take effort, so it's not something that we recommend. Alternatively, and what we do is you could give this side of your business to a third-party service. It's us out there, there's other competitors, but we are in this space to help you guys, and it's something that it's a big part of and a big chunk of the revenues for a lot of studios. So our expertise is here, and we started the company with the idea of taking care of everything ad related so that we leave developers to focus on what they do best, which is making games. So whether it's us or another service, be sure to explore it because it really takes away all of these complexities, and it's something that these particular companies are very focused because it's a very niche business. So this is something you can do. If none of the above work for you, and if you take any takeaway from this meeting, is that you should experiment. It sounds very easy, it's very straightforward, it's probably something that you've thought and you've been told a number of times, but do experiment. And by experiment, we don't really mean just testing networks against each other or doing some sort of high-level, small experiments, but experiment with the mediations themselves. You should do A/B testing, A/B/C testing. You should call them simultaneously. You shouldn't do tests, and we've met many publishers that actually do that. They say, I worked with mediation A for 6 months, they gave me these results, then I tested another mediation, they gave me those results, so based on that, mediation A performs much better for me. That's not the case. There's many factors involved in such tests, and they're very misleading when you compare performance on a historical basis. Don't benchmark them. There's seasonality involved, features, other factors. You should always test them against each other. You should find the time, find the people to do that for you. Start small, start with a single segmentation criteria, for example, geo. Compare the mediations against each other, then gradually add more segments, make it more complex, because ultimately it would pay off in the long run, even if it seems like a big effort. It is, but as we said earlier, the performance across mediations differs significantly per each user variable. So we've seen and we've tested quite a lot of games with this. There's differences in the amounts of 20 to 30% of ARPDAU between a single segmentation criteria like geos. So imagine that on a larger scale. Imagine that on a user level basis. If you don't experiment, if you don't do these types of tests for the mediations, there's missed revenue for you. And the last thing you want is to leave money on the table. So there's a huge learning curve, there's effort, cost involved, but yeah, if you don't want if you want to get the highest yield of your ads, you should definitely explore that. With that, we're very cautious of the time. We've been a few minutes after the time. Please find us on LinkedIn. Let's chat. If you want to use a third-party service, we're always available. We've been, as we said, in the industry for a while now. So yeah, ping us and let's chat. It was a pleasure being here, and yeah, thank you for the attention.
Thank you for staying that late.
Yes, yeah, we didn't want to keep you that much, but that's why we wanted to take the questions on the side so that we can wrap things up. Thank you.